Dobar dan, kako ste? Jel smo spremni da učimo malo o Hrvatskoj? I'll say it again. Good morning, how are you guys? Are we ready to learn a little bit about Croatia? So, the one physical item that has the biggest influence on my life is my Croatian passport. I'm a second generation immigrant. Both my parents were born in Croatia, my mom in the capital city and my dad in a little farm on the border with Slovenia. This passport is the reason they were able to come to the US and the reason why we have the life we do today. To me, this passport represents perseverance, hard work, and opportunity. So, in 1993, my dad was fresh out of the military, living in the capital city, working as a bartender. One day, right as they were about to close, really early in the morning, because bars are open really late, this little old lady shuffled in, and she invited my dad to church. So church rolled around, and near the end of this service, that same little old lady shuffled up to my dad and was like, "Hey, we have a potluck after church, can you come to it?" So my dad went to the potluck, and as the potluck was ending, this same little old lady shuffled up to him. I never did learn her name. And she introduced my dad to the pastor's daughter, who was my mom. So my parents, they started dating, and in 1995 they got married. So they got married, and everything seemed great. Seems like a storybook ending. But they had to leave. That's when the fighting started. So in 1991, the country known as Yugoslavia dissolved. It contained modern-day Croatia, Serbia, Slovenia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Kosovo. So the reason why it dissolved was because Josip Broz Tito died. See, Tito was the guy he unified Yugoslavia in 1943, and he helped liberate Yugoslavia from Nazi control in 1945, okay? And so when he died, all these different factions, and it really boiled down to a political war between the communists and the nationalist parties that were in control. When he died, these two groups, the tensions kept boiling, and they reached a boiling point in 1991 when civil war broke out. It boiled down to the Serbs versus the Croatians and everyone else. So before my parents even got married, they were both applying for green cards, visas, for anywhere to get out of the country because it was a really unsafe place to be. Finally, in 1995, less than 2 months after they got married, they got approved for green cards to move to England. The only reason that they were able to get out was because they had a Croatian passport. See, at the time, the main form of ID was called an osobna, and that was a whole Yugoslavia-wide ID card. But having any connotation relating to Yugoslavia was really bad because at the time there was this whole influence of communism and violence, and that was a really bad thing. No one was getting out if they had the osobna. Only a few people had passports, and because my parents had Croatian passports, they were able to get out. However, even though they were able to get out, the goal wasn't to move to England. It was to move to the US. So they lived in England for 5 years, and they were applying and reapplying for green cards, visas, anything to get them into the US. While they were there, my older brother was born, and they both completed college degrees in a language they didn't even speak when they first moved there. Finally, after 5 really long years, they were approved to come to the land of the free where they hoped to build a new life. Through an immeasurable amount of effort and determination, my parents were able to escape an active war zone and create a brand new life for themselves in the best country on earth. This struggle is a defining feature of my life. This passport, it represents their struggle. Their struggle makes me who I am today. Because of my parents, I have opportunities at my fingertips that they never could have imagined at my age. This passport is a reminder that I am blessed to be where I am and to be eternally grateful to my parents and the sacrifices that they made to come here. This passport means new life and never giving up on your dreams.